ridiculous. Old me. Ow. That hurt. Ooh, this is so good. Ooh. And Glee stole it. They stole it. But here's what you missed on Glee! Hi everybody, how are you? I hope that you're very, very well. Today I'm back with another Glee video. I do videos that aren't related to Glee, so if you are even slightly interested, please watch those. My name's Amy, I make a lot of theatre content here on YouTube, so I talk a lot about Glee and Broadway and theatre in general, so if you do like that kind of stuff, then please do subscribe. So yesterday I asked on my Instagram and also on my TikTok for unpopular Glee opinions. I asked for your most spicy, unpopular opinions, so I'm gonna scroll through, see what we've got. I've seen some that are questionable. So if you want to be included in another of these, then follow me over on Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, let's jump in. Every time I do one of these videos, I get so many comments like, oh my god, I didn't know! I always post them on my Instagram story, so that's where you need to be if you want to be in one of these videos and want to share your opinions. Ho ho ho, we have a lot. I wish we saw more of the season 4 newbies. I agree. I think that adding in people and not really getting rid of characters was the biggest downfall for the show. They added in all these new characters, but then they still wanted you to care as much about original cast members. They added in all these new people, but still wanted you to follow the storylines as much with the older ones, and there just isn't enough room in a 1-hour show to be able to showcase everybody properly. Dani and Santana were great for each other. I totally agree. I think Dani and Santana was such a good couple. I love Demi Lovato as well. Listen, I'm a hardcore Disney Channel stan, so the moment when Demi Lovato came onto Glee, my brain, whew, wow. I thought the shooting star episode was really good. I don't understand how it was offensive. I know that I split people's opinions when I said that I really disliked this episode. It felt really fake to me. And also, apparently it came out around the same time as an American shooting. I think it was near Sandy Hook. And a lot of people said that it was just the wrong timing to bring something like that out. I mean, some people said, you know, I live in an American high school, I go through these kinds of shooting drills and these shooting scares and things, and it made me feel like I was seeing my life in the show. So I fully get that. I think it's very admirable to want to cover important topics and things, but in a show that's kind of a satire comedy show, it doesn't kind of fit right with me. So I never liked that episode. Oh, not gonna lie, season 2 Toxic was better than the season 5 version. Now, wait, isn't season 5 with the Unholy Trinity and season 2 is with Will?
It's a Britney Spears sex riot.
You know, Mr. Shoe, I give it to him, the man can dance. But I don't know, I prefer the one in season 5, I think. Unholy Trinity, you know, you just can't really beat it. What? This isn't my opinion. Sure, Jan. But my friend said, is your friend you? But my friend said Karofsky-Kurt would be a good couple. Didn't Karofsky bully Kurt? And I understand that it was his own internalized homophobia, but surely it's never good to go out with the person who bullied you. To be fair, I fancied the boy who bullied me, don't get me wrong. I would say no. This isn't my opinion, but my friend said. Okay. Artie was the worst, and I wanted to push him down some stairs the whole time. Ugh. Jake sounds like Kermit the Frog when he sings. Let's put this to the test. Okay, give me a song. What did you sing? Why do I not remember? My Life. Okay, oh, I love this song. Like the Billy Joel song. I love Billy Joel.
I slept with Billy Joel. Alright, who hasn't?
I'm listening for Kermitiness. No! Right, this person's wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. He does not sound like Kermit. And do you know what? I've seen somebody say this before. That's why I included it today, because I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna put it to the test. And he doesn't. Glee should have made the Unholy Trinity the main characters. Now, I I don't think that Glee should have made the Unholy Trinity the main characters, because I think that the thing about Glee that made it great was that the main characters were like misfits and not the popular kids. To have another show where like the incredibly popular, beautiful cheerleaders are the main characters, it wouldn't be interesting. But I do think that maybe there should have been like a spin-off with the cheerleaders, or like in 10 years, like the cheerleaders' kids when they're grown up, you know? I think that would be kind of iconic, but not the main characters in the show, no. Blaine was a whiny little piss baby. And the only reason people liked him is because of Darren. I mean, as someone who liked Blaine, I don't know. You're making me reassess my own tastes. Do I only like Blaine because I like Darren? Do I only like Darren because I like Blaine? What? Baby Got Back wasn't as bad as people say it was, and is actually one of my favourite Glee songs. I think Baby Got Back is just a bad song anyway, personally. Not a fan.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I was never gonna love it because of that. Two things about Baby Got Back. Number one, Tessa Netting the YouTuber and Joey from Star Kids are both in this song, which kind of makes it amazing on its own. But obviously it had like a strange arrangement. It was like... Jonathan Coulton, I think that's how you say his name, in 2005 released a cover of Baby Got Back, and let me play that for you. So then in 2013, Glee basically released like a preview of the songs that were going to be in the Sadie Hawkins episode, and Jonathan noticed that it sounded like the backing that he had used on his song 8 years ago. He just made it and put it on YouTube. He had never been contacted by Fox to say, can we use your arrangement for this? He tried to get in contact with Fox, they completely ignored him, and then they released the song, and I'm sorry, it is 99% the same arrangement that Jonathan Coulton arranged 8 years earlier, and Glee stole it. They stole it! Fox, who Glee is obviously run by, got back to them and said they're within their legal rights to do this, and Jonathan Coulton should be happy for the exposure. And do you know what, huns? That's not great. Since this all happened, Jonathan Coulton did release his own version of Baby Got Back on iTunes, and the full money from it goes to charity. That's a nice person right there. But do you not think that's bad? And that's why I have issues with it. Unique should have been the new Rachel. She was the only one of them with an interesting voice. I don't know who this person is because I've kept it anonymous. But I agree with you. I think Alex Newell has some of the best vocals I've ever heard in my life. Come on, listen to that riff in Mama Will Provide. Let's just listen to it. This is like a friggin' show and tell. This is Unique from Glee. Come on, come on! And Unique's buried in the back! Ridiculous! Ridiculous! I'm so gonna get copyright striked for this video. Sam and Quinn deserved so much better than what they got. My favourite couple on Glee. Oh my god, I agree. I loved Quinn and Sam together. Quinn should have ended up with Puck, because Puck can puck off. Sorry. I should have been in Glee and I would have been the main character. Okay, this person I'm sure is talking about themselves, but I'm gonna talk about me. And like, yeah, same. I could have totally been in Glee. Glee 2.0? Oh! Don't Rain on My Parade was Rachel's worst song. I don't know, you know. The thing is that Rachel sang Don't Rain on My Parade exactly like Barbara Streisand sang Don't Rain on My Parade. She did it with the same inflections. It's like a very good copy of the original. I like it personally. Everyone was problematic AF, so you shouldn't be hated on for liking certain ones. Totally agree. Glee was a mess. And all the characters are messes. You know, like who you like. Apart from Puck. I don't know, I never liked Puck, but especially now. Quinn only dated boys for popularity or need of attention and love. Isn't the need for attention and love the reason why anyone dates people? Not necessarily attention, but love. I mean, I don't know. For Berry would be love. I never got the for Berry thing, the ship between Rachel Berry and Quinn. I never really got it. I know that it was because Diana and Leah were friends and there were lots of videos of them hugging and things. I love a ship as much as the next fandom geek, but I just never really got it. I never loved those two together. Beast's transition did not make any sense. I have had this one so many times. It's a topic I don't really like to talk about because I'm a massive supporter of the trans community and it feels wrong for me to comment on a trans character in a show. I have had people from the trans community say that they didn't like Coach Beast's transition because obviously Beast started out saying, I just want to be girly, really what I want is to be a pretty girl, and then Beast transitioned to male. It did feel like it kind of came out of nowhere and it wasn't necessarily the trans representation that the community needed at the time. I think it would have been so much better if they had brought in a new character who actually was trans, played by a trans actor. That's the kind of representation that you need, not someone who for the last 3 or 4 seasons has been saying all they want to be is seen as a girly girl and then suddenly they're transitioning to be a male. I mean, obviously people have their own journeys and do change their feelings and their opinions, and so it's not totally unheard of, obviously. I'm sure there are some people out there who are like, yeah, that was the representation I needed at the time in my life to see that. But that's why I don't really like to talk about it. I agree it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, but also I don't want to put a dampener on anybody's own experience or whatnot. Shelby had no business taking a job at McKinley without warning Rachel's dads and Quinn. Totally agree. Shelby was a hot mess. She should have taken that baby and moved away. Coming back and like getting all mixed up in that storyline. No thank you, Shelby. Back her off. The Glee TikTok fandom is awful, especially Quinn stans. They scare me. I wasn't on TikTok for months. I literally from like March to like last week, I wasn't on TikTok, and then last week or so I started to get back into it, but I haven't hit Glee TikTok yet. So maybe because I've just said Glee TikTok like 17 times around my phone, maybe I'll be on it when I go on tonight. So I haven't experienced them yet, but are they scary? Should I try and stay away? Ooh, this is so good. I wish Sue fired Will when she was principal and Holly Holiday took over because she was a better teacher. I agree. I actually think it would have been great if they'd have got rid of Will and had Holly Holiday as like a regular Glee Club coach. Glee Club teacher? Glee Club leader. Mercedes wasn't as good as she made out to be. I beg to differ because Amber Riley is ridiculous. I have seen Amber Riley perform in real life and let me just tell you, it sounded like she was miming to a CD. She was that perfect. She was perfection. I saw her in Dreamgirls. She was amazing. Considering Glee is satire, Rachel Berry is the best character. Yeah, I would agree with this as well. I don't know, like, I think that people forget that Glee is satirical, and when you think about it, Rachel Berry is the quintessential awful theatre kid. She's a stereotype, and all the worst parts of that stereotype. She probably is, like, as bang on the head with that as possible, really, so I suppose I would agree. Carol and Bert are the only unproblematic couple who never cheated or broke up, and they deserve more love in the fandom, but I don't see them as much as other ships. I mean, maybe it's because they're kind of supporting characters anyway, they weren't like main cast. I agree, I think they had a steady, strong relationship, which is so rare on Glee. Sugar Motta wasn't funny at all, not once. I agree, I never found her funny. Also kind of offensive with the Asperger's thing. And yeah, just not funny. I think she's a good actress, but I never found her funny. Justice for Matt. Justice for Matt. Who's Matt? Who's Matt? Ow, that hurt. Jane is underrated. Tightrope is one of my favorite Glee songs. Now, I don't like the song Tightrope, I just don't like it anyway, but Jane is underrated, massively. The deaf choir were bad at singing. Now listen, maybe this person doesn't understand, but people who have hearing impairment often can't hear what they sound like, so they often talk slightly differently and they sing slightly differently, so to say that they're bad at singing is just rude. But I have to say, I think about that scene where the deaf choir are singing Imagine, doing it with sign language, and the Glee cast are sitting there watching and they're like, guys, don't worry, we'll go and sing over them and it'll be great. I think about that at least once a day. What was Principal Figgins Let me tell you what Principal Figgins was. An icon. Someone we didn't deserve. A queen. This person just said, I don't know if it's unpopular, but I hated it when they sang with the deaf kids. It was rude. Let them perform. Exactly, that's what I just said. Sue marrying herself was just unnecessary. Listen, let me tell you, as someone who has been alone for as long as I have, as someone who spent 8 months inside on her own and is now afraid of social interaction, I don't see it as unnecessary, and I do see marrying myself as the only option for me now. So, you know, Sue, I relate. What a way to end it. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody who submitted your unpopular opinions. I got a lot of repeats, so I tried to kind of link them together. If you want another one of these, let me know. I'll probably do it. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all looking after yourselves. And yeah, I will see you again soon. Bye.